Well, hi everyone. My name's Tony Gentili. I'm half Italian. That's where the Gentili comes from. Uh, I'm not a professional cook. I've never been trained in any cooking schools or anything like that. Learned from my mama at a young age how to cook some stuff, but I've been mostly single my whole life, and I've learned a lot of stuff on my own. I like cooking, and I'm getting ready to present to you my Mexican meal. Sometimes it varies a little bit from time to time. I change up ingredients, uh, but it's all basically the same. I mean, y'all cook, you know how it is. You add a little of this, a little of that. Next time, you do it a little bit different. This is this time, and uh, I hope you enjoy this video. It's going to be good. Okay, well, I'm making homemade enchilada sauce, and these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. Uh, I'll let you all get a scope of that. You can make enchilada sauce. I've seen all kinds of different recipes on YouTube, uh, and it's made all kinds of different ways. Uh, I, this is my invention, and this is what I'm going to put in mine. Okay, I'm going to start the preparation for this enchilada sauce with a medium-sized onion and chop it up. Not much to that. I'm sure you all chopped up an onion before. I do it by slicing down sideways almost to the through the onion, not quite all the way through. And I turn it the other way, do the same thing. And you can just turn it on its side, cut down. Dices it right up, pretty small. I'm going to pull that piece off. And you're left with a little bit. You can just chop that up. And that's plenty of onion for this enchilada sauce. Okay, well, I'm getting ready to saute this onion, tenderize it. I've got a quarter cup of vegetable oil in the bottom of my pan. I've heated it up, so I'm ready to add these onions. I'm sure you can hear it sizzling. And we're going to saute until they're translucent. I'll be back when they're ready. Okay, these onions are translucent, slightly caramelized, and I'm getting ready to separate them from this oil. I'm going to put them in a bowl and set them to the side. Okay, the onion's been removed. I added a little bit more oil. And now I'm going to add, I've got to make a roux, so I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of all-purpose flour and start stirring it around. Turn up the heat a little bit. And what we're trying to do is cook out the flour to taste. This is like a thickening agent for the enchilada sauce. You still see some of the little bits of onions in there. I like the caramelized onions. They're going to add some flavor. So keep stirring it because you don't want the flour to burn until it thickens up a little bit. Okay, at this point, I've showed you all the ingredients I'm going to add to this enchilada sauce, and I'm going to add all them spices. Put it up off the heat. I turn the heat down. I want to get it off that heat so this doesn't burn. Stir it around with a wooden spoon. Now at this point, I'm going to add 2 cups of water. Nice dark brown. Now, most of the recipes I've seen online call to add chicken stock instead of the water or whatever, but I added the water because I'm going to add beef base. I got some of this Tone's beef base. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of that. I'm planning on using turkey meat, so I want it to taste more like beef than turkey. To me, turkey is kind of bland, but turkey's a lot healthier for you. So, excuse me, I'm adding the beef base, and I'm going to stir around until that gets dissolved. As you can see, it's darkening up real nice. At this point, I'm going to add the onions back in. And got to keep stirring it. Don't want nothing to burn. I got it on a little bit more medium-high heat. I think I'm going to turn it down to medium. And keep stirring it. Alright, I'm going to let this thicken up a little bit, and I'll get back to you real soon with the next step. Okay, well, the next step to my enchilada sauce is I'm going to add this, all these peppers. I boiled some water and used a cup of them and let them soak for roughly a half an hour, 45 minutes. I'll put them in there, softens them up. I cleaned all the stems off and whatnot. Next, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. This is double concentrated, so it's actually like 2 tablespoons. I'm also going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes and green chilies Rotel. I love Rotel. I usually get the hot, but I got a deal on 8 cans at Sam's Club of this original, so I'm using that. Now, right now, I'm going to start this process by pulsing this. Start the process. mixed up. I'm going to add, a lot of people take the seeds out of the chilies. I happen to like them. They add a little heat and whatnot. Now I'm going to put my rest of the sauce that I was fixing on the stove top. I'm going to add that to here. Put the top back on the food processor and turn it on. I finished pureeing my enchilada sauce. Now I'm going to add it back to this pan and simmer it for a few minutes just to thicken it up and cook things through. And that's basically the enchilada sauce. Going to go on some turkey meat enchiladas that I'm fixing to make here in a little while, and I'll be back. Okay, well, my enchilada sauce has been simmering for a while. A lot of people, or most people, run this stuff through a sieve and take out all the good part to me. I don't know why they do that. I'm a little bit more rustic with my cooking. I like all the little bits and pieces from the vegetables and everything. It don't have to be smooth. I like it with all the natural ingredients and nutrients and all that. So I'm leaving mine like it is, and I'm sure it's going to taste just as good or better than the ones that take all that good stuff out. Okay, well, I'm getting ready to start the enchilada meat. To do this, I'm going to use ground turkey. It's 93% lean with 7% fat. This is 2.5 pounds. I'm going to use about 1.5 pounds of it. Turkey meat is just much healthier, and I use it almost exclusively instead of beef. Although I do love beef, but the red meat's just not good for you. Okay, well, I'm getting ready to start this. The pan's hot. I've had it on medium high. I'm getting ready to add this ground turkey to the pan. Get it start sauteing. See that? Because it's so lean, I'm going to add about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. I use this here olive oil. It's cheap, but olive oil is olive oil, and I'm not an old fan, so that's what I use. So I'm going to start stirring that. Shake it up. And we want to start browning. I'll be back. I'm not going to make you watch me brown it completely. I'll be back. Okay, my turkey is browning up very nicely, and it's time to start adding some other ingredients to it. I'm not going to go all out on this. I usually just make regular taco meat, and to do this, I could put chili powder and cumin and garlic powder and all that in there. Today I'm going to use this McCormick already mixed up spices. It's got everything in there that you need. For me, I use taco meat. You can use whatever kind of meat you want, but it's just the way I make mine. I'm going to add a little over about a cup and a quarter of water. And to that, I'm going to add about a third cup of the McCormick taco seasoning mix. Stir that around, let that simmer a little bit. Okay, also to this meat, going back to this beef base again, it's turkey meat. It's easy to disguise it as beef, so I'm going to add some of this beef base in there, and that's going to make it taste just like beef to me. We're real close to it, so I'm going to stir that in there also. Now I got to let this simmer and thicken up. I'm going to try to break these, break the hamburger up, or the turkey meat up a little bit more, and it'll be ready for the enchiladas before long. Okay, well, let's get this Mexican rice going here. I've got this pan going again with medium-high heat. It's been preheating for a while. I'm going to add one medium onion and one green bell pepper to it. You can add the yellow peppers and the red peppers and all that if you want to, make it prettier. It'll come out more colorful and exciting looking and all that, but it's not going to taste much different, and I'm not going to pay that much difference in just for the color of a pepper. So I'm going to saute this, turn the heat up a little bit. And I'm going to brown this and caramelize the onions and everything a little translucent, and I'll be back. Okay, as you can see, the onions are caramelizing real nice. The green peppers starting to become translucent. Now it's time to add the garlic. I don't add the garlic at first. A lot of recipes I see online and stuff say add the garlic and cook it with the green pepper and onion, but if you burn the garlic, it's a burnt taste, so I like to add the garlic afterwards. I just added about a heaping tablespoon of this garlic that I buy. It's minced already, and it makes everything life a lot easier. So I'm going to stir that around a little bit. Let that saute for about a minute or so. It's all going to get a chance to cook with the rest of the rice dish anyway. Okay, now I'm fixing to add my rice. I'm a bachelor. You can make any kind of rice you want. You can buy the real stuff and all that. I use minute rice. Now I've let this cool off for a while because it fries up better if you let it cool off. This is just minute rice, and I'm going to add it to it. Takes 5 minutes to fix. I'm sure it tastes a lot better with real long grain brown rice or something like that. Not me. I'm not doing all that. So I'm going to brown this rice. I'm going to brown it right in here with the green pepper, the garlic, onion. Green pepper, garlic, and onion. That's the basic threesome for a lot of dishes. And it makes a lot of things taste yummy. I'll be back after it browns up a little bit. If you listen to it, you can hear that rice a-popping. That means it's browning. A lot of people like to throw the rice in there at the beginning, raw rice, before any water or anything's added to it, and to brown it. I don't do all that. I don't need to do all that. You can do it any way you want to. This is the way I do it. Well, as you can see, this rice is being fried, and it's browning up real nice. It's time to add some other ingredients. I'm going to add another can of my Rotel. That adds a lot of flavor. It's got a lot of Mexican flavor. It's got jalapenos and all that in there. So I'm going to put that in there. Stir that around. Put the heat down a little bit. I want all this stuff to burn. I'm going to add roughly a half a cup of water. And I'm going to add about another, well, not another, to this rice dish. I'm going to add about a quarter cup of the McCormick taco seasoning mix. Start stirring that around. Alright, the rice is looking real good. I could probably leave it at that, but I like the tomato base in it, so I'm going to use a little bit of this tomato paste, double concentrated. I'm going to squirt a little bit in there, not much, maybe a teaspoon to a tablespoon, somewhere in there, and stir that in there too. It's crackled and popping. I know it's going to be good. It always is. Every time I make it, it's good. It's something I love, and most of the time I eat a whole lot more of it than I should at one setting, because it is so good. Look at that. That is some good stuff. Okay, I think it's done. I'm going to take it off the heat and start on the next thing. Okay, it's time to start assembling these enchiladas. I've got a pack of 9-inch tortillas, and I've transferred my enchilada sauce to this frying pan because it's easier to, it's the right size to put it in there. So what you do is you dip the tortilla. I'll be a little more careful than I did in the enchilada sauce, and then you add some meat. Probably a couple tablespoons, maybe a little more, and then you spread it out and roll it up. And I should have said before you put it in the casserole dish, you cover the bottom of it with a little bit of the sauce. That's to keep the tortilla from sticking to it. And then you just lay it on in there. And you continue on with the rest of them. Here's another one. Be careful, you don't have to wrap it real tight, but just be careful not to break the tortilla. Put the seam side down and continue on till you fill up the casserole dish. I'll be right back once I get everything in there. Okay, well, I use the rest of the enchilada sauce, the homemade stuff, and put it on top of the enchiladas. It's about ready for the oven. It's time to add some cheese. I like my cheese, so I'm going to add a little bit there to it. It's going to be delicious when you're all done. Okay, I'm getting ready to stick it in the oven, and I'll be back with the final product in a little while. Okay, well, I decided to have some refried beans too. They're refried, but I'm going to fry them again. You buy these in the Mexican or Latin section of the grocery store. They're a lot better than some of the other ones that are made here in the USA, and I really like these, so I'm getting ready to use these. All right, break them up. They're kind of thick and chunky when they're right out of the can, but after you heat them up, they soften up. I meant to add a little bit of olive oil, so I'm going to do that now. And let these heat up. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, well, here's my completed Mexican meal. Got my fried rice, I got my refried beans, and I've got a enchilada, homemade, with homemade enchilada sauce. Everything except the beans themselves were homemade. I topped them off with some sour cream, a few jalapenos, and some scallions or chives. And that's it. And with it, I'm also going to have a glass of my homemade wine that I make. It's a hobby of mine, and it tastes pretty good. So, bon appetit. See you later.